Now I give the floor to Mr. Björn Holmberg.
Your Eminence, Madame Retno Marsudi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, General Martin Filo, esteemed members of the Security Council, Excellencies and colleagues. I would like to start by congratulating the Indonesian presidency for organizing this open debate on training capacity to improve safety, security and performance of UN peacekeepers. Furthermore, commending your important presidential statement paving the way for our work ahead. Madam President, thank you for providing space for the International Forum for the Challenges of Peace Operations. The Challenges Forum is a partnership of 49 departments and organizations from all over the globe, civilian, military, and police. 7 out of the Security Council 15 members are also partners of the Challenges Forum. For more than 20 years, the Challenges Forum has used its convening power to build bridges, generate innovative ideas, and promote results for more effective peace operations. In 1999, when I entered into the Peace and Conflict Studies program, the wall came tumbling down and the Cold War ended. 10 years later, I stood outside these gates as a UN junior professional officer, inspired and guided by the late Secretary General Kofi Annan's words and mantra, delivering as one UN, to avoid stovepipes and work effectively together towards common goals. Once again, we have a unique opportunity to benefit from the fruits of UN reforms, not least regarding the shared commitments on action for peacekeeping, which aim at refining one of the United Nations and the member states' most important instrument for peace, security, and for reaching the Sustainable Development Goals. This in a time when the UN and other multilateral organization institutions are needed more than in many years. The purpose of this briefing is twofold. First, to share the partners' recommendations relevant for today's topic from our 2018 annual forum hosted by the Folke Bernadotte Academy and the Swedish Armed Forces in Stockholm in November. Secondly, to share recommendations from the Challenges Forum's updated guidance for senior mission leaders of UN peace operations, a process which was initiated by the Indonesian Minister of Foreign Affairs in 2016 and furthered by the Center for Strategic Research of the Turkish Ministry of Foreign Affairs at the annual forum in Istanbul in 2017. The Challenges Forum's considerations for mission leadership in UN peacekeeping has been a key guidance in UN training of mission leaders since 2010. Madam President, starting with the Challenges Annual Forum 2018, I would like to share 4 recommendations for safety, security, and performance. First, the UN Secretariat could, in cooperation with member states, develop an interactive electronic archive of different complex and challenging scenarios. These can be used for field training and generic training exercises. This should be complemented with mission-specific training on the operational environment shortly prior to deployment, combined with an effective e-roster of troops and police contributing countries to ensure just-in-time training, something which would allow for better understanding of the context they will be deployed to and entrenches the necessary mindset. Second, in addition to learning from our mistakes, it's perhaps equally important to build on good practices on safety, security, and performance. Based on the risk premium award process, the Secretariat and field missions could identify and share examples and case studies and instances where peacekeepers have performed exceptionally in the field for use as part of training exercises. Third, member states, UN Secretariat, and field missions can use the ELSI initiative for improving operational effectiveness. For example, deploy women in operational and outward-facing roles such as female engagement teams, female investigation teams, but also in combat-related roles, broadening the spectrum of deployment. Moreover, to identify mechanisms and incentives to encourage troop and police contributing countries to increase women deploying to the field, especially so in identifying and including a critical mass of female mid-management officers, in addition to the present efforts for position at the senior level. Fourth, it is essential to clearly communicate information on priority and different training gaps and needs so that member states can concentrate their support. The use of a light coordination mechanism highlighted in A4P and shared commitments and under implementation by Department of Peace Operation could also be used for this. Furthermore, to improve training, online surveys can be used as part of monitoring and evaluation systems to determine whether training was effective and or can be improved. Finally, all uniformed personnel should have completed the basic and advanced security in the field online training provided by the United Nations Department of Safety and Security before deployment. On this topic, and with fresh memory of yesterday's service for peacekeepers that fell serving peace in 2018, the Challenges Forum also recommends all peacekeeping stakeholders, both member states and the Secretariat, to ensure they fulfill their responsibility of care for returning military, police, and civilian peacekeeping personnel. Madam President, turning into the second area of the briefing, the partnership work on senior mission leadership, it has been led by 8 co-chairs, USI of India, CCCPA of Egypt, ACMC Australia, FBA Sweden, PKSOI United States of America, NDU Pakistan, DCAF Switzerland, and ISS South Africa, all this in consultation with the UN Secretariat. 3 generic recommendations can be extracted for improving safety, security, and performance. The Cruz report also highlights that effective leadership is a key condition for security. First, strengthen training of leaders on team-based leadership to function effectively as a mission leadership team, but also applying modern management tools and approaches. That is, to have tools to convert vision and political strategies into action and mission results for peace. The initiative by the UN Secretariat and the Department of Peace Operations on the comprehensive performance assessment system is an important step in this direction. Second, in addition to the pre-deployment training, also provide in-mission scenario-based training for senior and middle management teams. This is especially important to civilian leaders, as they usually have had less exposure to scenario-based training than uniformed personnel. Training together builds cohesion of teams and increases preparedness, effectiveness, and also capability to manage mission security. Third, ensure sustainability and expand on the initiative to provide mentors for women and men serving as senior mission leaders. Leadership is a harsh task, many times without simple decisions, but balancing between polarities, such as host country consent on one hand and protection of civilians on the other. Mentors can play an important role in helping senior mission leaders to cope with and manage difficult considerations. In 2020, Challenges Forum aims to launch a web and app-based leadership e-tool for in-mission support in cooperation with the UN. This with interactive artificial intelligence and tailor-made support to leaders in specific posts, example cases and videos with guidance from former leaders, both for online and offline use to be able to use it in mission settings. To finalize, Madam President, one of the Challenges Forum's strategic objectives is to support effective development and reform of peace operations. Another is to help strengthen mission leadership. On June 9 to 11, Challenges Forum partner, the Government of Canada, will host our annual Forum 2019, looking at both these examples and especially then how and who of A4P implementation from a field perspective. The participants will review similar themes discussed by the Security Councils at the last week's Security Council retreat: primaries of politics, strengthening peace building and peace operations, and effective transitions. Furthermore, we will also look at coherent and effective mission leadership and management. We hope to be able to brief the Security Council on the outcomes and recommendations in a future session. Finally, the Challenges Forum partnership will continue to work closely with the UN Secretariat, UNITAR, member states on training and capacity building. We will also continue to see complementarities and synergies with the effectiveness of Peace Operation Network, which provides essential and evidence-based insights, the International Association of Peacekeeping Training Centers, and with important A4P initiatives such as the Egyptian government's Cairo Roadmap. 20 years ago, I stood by East River as a young junior professional officer. Now with some gray in my beard, I still feel quite inspired and see opportunities to work for one UN and to increase the effectiveness of peace operations. For this, all of us must keep walking the talk, convert words into actions, and turn A4P commitments into real results on the ground. The Challenges Forum partnership is committed and prepared to accompany you on this imperative journey ahead, not only paid by challenges, but also by opportunities. Thank you, Madam President.
I thank Mr. Holmberg for his briefing.